Page 17, Waltz Time. We have new things to learn here. I hope you are keeping up. If not, please go back and review things first. Take your time at this, because I'm going to start talking about a bunch of new stuff here, and we have to add that onto everything else. You're not allowed to forget anything we've covered. I mean, you can forget the pieces. You don't have to memorize them or nothing, but all the symbols and everything, you got to remember those. At the top of the page, they talk about tempo. The tempo, another Italian word. And for music, for us, it means how fast it goes. The speed of the piece. How fast or slow it goes, the tempo. They give some indications. Allegro, moderato, I don't like lists. Those are all Italian words, and that kind of gives you an idea of where they are. Some are faster than slower than others. Moderato, just remember that's in the middle. And we'll work on these other things in relation to moderato, basically. I mean, there's a little more to it, but we'll cover it as we go through the music. Also, there's some interpretive things I want to start introducing. If I haven't already, I can't remember if I've said them or not, but if I haven't, it's time. So let's look this over. It's 1 page long, or 4 lines long, I should say, I guess. Treble, bass, clef, 3/4 time signature. Well, it's the waltz time. Waltzes are generally in 3/4 time. Both hands are playing at the same time, sort of. I mean, one hand is holding down a note while the other hand is playing, but still. I'm going to take each hand one hand at a time first and make sure I understand what each hand is doing, and then I'll try and put the hands together. In the right hand, well, you're in middle C position, so you're going to use 3 and 5 on the E and G, and it's 1, 2, 3, and those staccato things, I'll do those later. Right now, just play the notes. Then in the third measure, it's an F and a G together. So just lower the hand each time on this. Here. Try and get them down at the same time. I don't, but that's all the right hand's doing. Left hand gets the melody, and it's here. 1, 2, remember the dotted half note is the same as 3/4 notes. But here it's going to get 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Get the idea. You go through and do it, and then I put the hands together. So I'm going to hold the dotted half note down as I play these. And so 1, 2, 3. Get the idea? So you put the hands together. Then go back over it carefully and get rid of any hesitations. Get to where you can play this without looking at the keyboard. And then I'll think about the articulation. That's the slurs and staccatos and things. In the right hand, we have the staccato dots. I'm going to hinge at the wrist, and it's short. I'm on the key, and I'm bouncing off. Boom, boom. This right hand, I'm going to try and connect this right hand all the way through as best I can. If I can hear where a phrase is, I'll lift up for the phrase. Remember, a phrase is like a musical sentence or musical thought. And you can like take a breath between them or so. So you lift up, it's here. I'm going to play the melody kind of fast because I can hear the phrases better if I can play the melody fast. It says 1, 2, 3. It's almost like the first 2 lines was all one sentence, all one thought. I don't know if that, you don't have to do it that way. You could do it in shorter sentences if you wanted. I could have gone here, now. I could have taken shorter sentences. Different people will play it differently. Different people will interpret it differently. Different people will feel it differently. But I'm going to go ahead and just connect the melody, the left hand, for the first 2 lines. And then I'll lift up at the end of the second line before I go on, just like taking a breath. I just cut the G a little bit short so I can go up. And then I'll take the last 2 lines as all one together, one sentence. So together it's here. Lift up, like so. And once I have the articulation under control, more or less, then I'll think about the dynamics. I don't like what they're doing with the dynamics, but let's talk about it, because that isn't the way music really works. MF underneath the bottom step at the beginning, that's mezzo forte or moderately loud. The P, they're applying that to the right hand. You can cross out the P, you don't need it. You see, the idea is you get a dynamic and that applies to the melody. Remember, a melody, if you don't, it's what we're here for. Melody is what it's all about. We want to hear the melody. The melody rules. This is the melody. That's what we want to hear. And that's what the dynamics should apply for. Everything else is in the background. They're background singers. So these got to be soft anyway. You don't need a P to tell you that. Just the term is bring out the melody. That means let me hear that here. So I want to hear the melody. I don't play the melody louder so I can hear it. I play the melody where it needs to go, where it needs to be, and I just make everything else softer than that. Now in the second line, you have the hairpins. This is a swell. You go up and back down, swell up and back down. Do this a lot in music. You can feel them usually, even if the hairpins weren't there, you might feel it. I look in the middle of the hairpins and I see what note or notes are there, and that's my target. I'm going for those. So here's the C, and then come back off. That's my target, and it's the melody. Everything else is the. So I'm going to go from moderately loud up to loud, and then back down. The right hand stays soft. Same thing in the last line. You get that swell to go up and down, back down. Speed is moderato is in the middle. Whatever you feel. A slow would be. It kind of drags. Fast would be. It's in the middle. It's just kind of, to me, moderato is when you're just walking, but you're headed someplace. You know where you're going. It's a, yeah. At the end, here, the last two measures, the left hand dies away on its own for that hairpin coming down. The right hand, you can come up a little bit, and then each one is softer. Each one to help bring out that hairpin. Yeah. Now, a couple things as far as interpreting the music. Well, one is, of course, you bring out the melody. But the first thing I look at interpreting music is the natural accents. I don't know if I've covered these or not. I can't remember what I've covered before. It's my problem. I can't remember squat anymore. An accent on a piano is when you're just playing a little louder. I think we've had accents. A natural accent is something you feel. It's not written in the music. You feel this. And the strongest natural accent there is the first beat of a measure. You feel it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 3, 4 times. And 4 time is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You feel these. You just play the first beat of each measure just a hair louder. Just a hair. I'm exaggerating them so you can hear them better, but you just feel these. It's important on the natural accents. Now there's a note at the bottom of this that you can play both hands an octave higher if you want to play it twice. So when you're down here at the bottom, first time, and you want to repeat back up to the top, then you lift up both hands to this. You just pretend middle, so you went up here, and you play it up here. If you want to do that, I'm not going to bother in this lesson, but you can do that on your own. Maybe one time you play it like here, and another time you play it, maybe you play it up here an octave higher or whatever. It's different things. Just try different things out. Try an octave lower and see what that sounds like. Experiment. Once you have it learned, no hesitations anywhere, come back to the video and do the play with me. The starting point of the play with me is in the description of every video, so you can go right to it when you want it. Play along with me. Let's make sure you're playing the same note I'm playing at the same time I'm playing it. Now, I don't do the louds and softs. I play everything about the same. We're not performing it. We're just playing. I will do the staccatos, though. So I'll give us 3 counts because there's 3 counts in a measure. 1, ready, go. Two, three, off.